Did you just take that? No way. With one hand.
You drop a ball, you run a mile.
Did you just take that? No way. With one hand.
You drop a ball,
There's
you run a mile.
OBJ with his 3-month-old son, Zayden. There was a question as to whether or not baby was going to be born during Super Bowl 56. That ultimately did not happen. The last we saw of OBJ, he was the best offensive player on the field for the Rams.
I know. Heartbreak.
Until that ACL went. And, he's still working to get it back. Second straight year he's had to rehab from an ACL. Let's have a listen, Chris. Sean McVay, coach of the Rams, talking about the possibility of Beckham being back in L.A.
Really want Odell back on our team. He's a guy that in a short amount of time we were able to develop a really special relationship. I thought he brought a great spark to our team. I thought he played really well. He's a great teammate. We all know what a charisma and a presence that he has, but he is truly a great teammate, made so many impactful plays. It was a shame to see him go down in that game, but, man, he sure still made an impact with those 2 catches that he did have. And without a doubt, want to get Odell back here. And, that's the goal, and continuing to work towards a solution of him re-signing with the Rams.
If he comes back, he won't be wearing number 3. Cam Akers has claimed that number. That was his original plan last year before he was injured. Beckham wore 3. He'd need a different jersey. That's not a big deal. The question is, how do you strike the balance if you're the Rams between showing proper loyalty and appreciation to Odell Beckham Jr. for what he did last year and protecting yourself against the possibility that he may not be ready for a while?
Yeah.
Are you just giving away free money to a guy who isn't going to be ready at all this year, or maybe not until the postseason? And through it all, are you risking that someone else is going to swoop in and try to get him? If people start to catch wind of the fact that, hey, he's almost back, he's getting there, the Rams need to move at the right time, because there's a chance somebody else is going to wake up and say, we're going to go get OBJ.
Yeah, they got to work. They do have to worry about that. I feel like these two were a match made in heaven, though. I do. And I think there's been listen, I'm not going to say I think. I know for a fact that OBJ has wanted the Rams for a long time, and Sean McVay and the Rams have wanted OBJ for a long time. I know for a fact. And then they got together, and it was like, oh, my gosh, we really like each other. This is it. We were meant to be. I think Odell likes living out there. And then I think everything you heard McVay, it's same things he told me the week I was there 2 weeks before the Super Bowl. Same things I heard before that. They didn't have a guy on offense that had, juice or energy. Cooper Kupp and Stafford, they're not really like that. The defense was full of it with Ramsey and Aaron Donald, and they had that. Odell brought, I think, a new energy to the offensive side of the ball that I think everybody on their team saw great value in, let alone the talent. So that's where he's special. And, yeah, Mike, I don't know. Is it a contract where you give, in-game roster bonuses a little bit and just, again, set up, little markers of, hey, you get this many catches or you play this many games, a little bit like last year where it's, maybe some team-oriented things to also give him a little bit more money.
Hey,
and make
remember
it work.
Last year it was all team.
Right,
last year, all the incentives were based on team accomplishments, and he hit all of them.
Yeah.
You introduce a potentially unhealthy motivation
if it goes to
when it's driven by
stats.
Catches.
Yeah.
Because I got to be on the field. I got to get my catches. That's one of the reasons Antonio Brown was getting sideways with the Buccaneers last year, because his incentives were tied to catches. You need to be on the field having the ball thrown your way. So this is not easy for the Rams, or they already would have done it. And the risk they take is that Beckham will lose patience and just pivot to someone else. And just as a matter of principle, I've given you people X number of months to try to do this deal, and I'm done waiting. You've had your chance. I'm done waiting. You've slow played it and you've soft pedaled it, and you want to wait and see if I'm going to be healthy. I'm sorry. I'm going to go here, there, or wherever. The problem is who's out there that's trying to get him. I think there are teams that maybe should be exploring it aggressively, like the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, right.
Like the Buffalo Bills.
Sure.
I remember last year I said, hey, if the Bills had made the move for Von Miller and OBJ, maybe they'd be the ones who won the Super Bowl after all.
Yeah, we said a lot of times at the end of the regular season last year, we felt like the Bills were one big-time player away. They were. There's no doubt about it. They were a big-time player away. They had to rely on one guy to make too many big-time plays all the time. It's a really interesting conversation, and with OBJ, he's got to be careful here too. This is one where if I was, talking to him, I'd go, hey, let's make it about you got to be comfortable. You got to play good again. You got to get healthy again here. Let's not worry about every last dollar in the world. Let's just get healthy and get going, show everybody how awesome you are at the end of the season, playoffs, and then we worry about big money after that. That would be what I would try to be saying to him. And again, I think he understands the situation. I don't think he'll be too impatient with the Rams because, hey, I think he has a house out there. He wants to be out there, so I think he'll give them every last right to kind of make it happen.
It is just damn unfortunate.
Gosh,
it happened to him.
He was going to MVPville.
He was on the cusp of setting himself up for a major contract, and the ACL went, and it's unfortunate. And so you do it again. All right, let's build it back up. Let's have a great postseason run, and let's hope like hell we don't tear an ACL in Super Bowl 57 if they get that far. It's just it's a shame, and the Rams should take care of him. They should find a way to take care of him for what he did. And I know you don't pay guys for what they did, but Howie Roseman last week on PFTPM talked about the message you send to your locker room. I think it sends a powerful message to the Rams locker room if they find a way to take care of a very popular player who did a lot to help get that team
Players
over
love
the top
him.
last year.
Yes,
that's
right.
right.
Players
they
love him.
They need to be careful about that. They can't wait so long that he says, see you later.
Maybe I'll go to Green Bay or Kansas City or whatever. Yeah, I know.
And only the players know what's being texted among them. If Les Snead and or Sean McVay were smart about this, they'd try to find out exactly what the vibe is from OBJ with some of his teammates. Because, he'll communicate differently with the teammates than he will with the bosses. And how close are we getting? How close are we getting to pushing this beyond the point of no return? They'd be very smart to know the answer to that question.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.